Hello everyone and welcome to Vlogmas 2023. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that we are back to December, back to Vlogmas, and this is my third year. So it's just like this year has flown by. It's so crazy. So this is going to be video 0, the intro video. So everyone kind of has a little something to watch on the 1st of December. My daughter is vacuuming in her room, so I'm hoping I can make that not pick up on the mic. But if you hear that, it's the teenager cleaning, so I'm not going to disturb that at all. So let's do a little introduction for everyone. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. Your support has meant so much to me over the last 3 years, and I can't believe that you're interested in what I have to say and our life and everything. So a big thank you to all of you. You mean more to me than you will ever know. And to any new viewers, welcome. This is a crazy show of yarn, of travel, of just me. So it's welcome. We're glad to have you. We hope you enjoy. So who am I, you might be wondering? Well, I am Bethany, and I am the lady behind the Wandering Purl, and I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be doing Vlogmas again. Vlogmas, I started watching Vlogmas, I think like 4 years ago. 4 or 5, I can't remember. And it was something that really brought me through a tough time. I was having a lot of it was 4 years ago because I was living at this campground. So 4 years ago, and it was something that brought me through a really hard time. I was having a lot of anxiety, and a lot of just like struggles, and it was so nice to have something to look forward to every day in December and kind of take my mind off things and look forward to it. So I have really enjoyed Vlogmas, and ever since then it's been something I look forward to all year. And then 3 years ago I started Vlogmas, and it was my first time ever posting to YouTube, and it was kind of what started my YouTube journey, and it's been really fun, and I've really enjoyed it so far. So I am a mother and wife, and my husband is Brian, and he is a travel nurse, a NICU travel nurse. So he works with the itty bitty babies that are just born and need a little extra TLC. And he has been a nurse for how many years? 10 years, I think. And we've been traveling for 9. So we have been on the travel nurse bandwagon for a very long time. And we really love it. It's something that we have been able to explore so much of the country and see so much and meet fun people, and we really love doing that. And then we have 3 kiddos. Our daughter is Felicity, and she is 15. She is very artsy and just has a really kind, tender heart. And then our middle kiddo is Kai, and he's 13. He is quirky and funny and one of a kind for sure. And then we have Grayson, who is our youngest, and he is 11. And he is the Lego engineer and just the cuddle love bug of the family. So that is our family. We live in a 43-foot fifth wheel. We have lived in this for almost 2 years. This next January will be 2 years. Before that, we had a tiny house on wheels for 3 years, and we have pulled that across the country. We've pulled both this and the tiny coast to coast. So that's been fun and stressful and interesting, and we have vlogs that you can check out if you're new here and haven't seen any of them, or if you haven't just watched the podcast and haven't watched the vlogs. You get to see a lot of interesting things happen. You get to see a lot of the country. It's really fun. We absolutely just we love this life that we get to live, hence the Wandering Purl name. We also have our animals with us. We have our dogs, and then we have our kitty cats, and we had a bird named Skittles, but unfortunately she had a medical thing that happened and she didn't make it, which happened this past week. So we are still dealing with that and are very sad and upset. But you never know what might happen during Vlogmas. Could be another one coming into the family. We don't know. But yes, it's been very sad. But we love our cats and our dogs. They're all crazy. You'll see them all throughout. And yeah, they're rotten. So what else was I going to say about us? We're Christians. I wanted to put that out there. You will be seeing Bible verses on every description of each video every day. I will change the Bible verse if you want to check that out. And you'll hear us chat about it from time to time. It's just part of our lives. It's like the core of our values and things. And of course, let's get to the fun part. I am a knitter, and that's probably why you're here. So I have been knitting since about 2019, the beginning of 2019. So it's coming up on 5 years. I started crocheting about 11 years ago and was super into it. Huge amount of crocheting happened for many years. I had a business on Etsy, sold things and things like that. And then I got really burnt out. And I didn't touch yarn for about 2 years. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. Wasn't interested at all. I think I just needed a break. So 2019, I decided, you know what? I want to make socks because I thought knitting socks was going to be the hardest thing in the world to do. I was wrong because there are much more difficult things than socks in knitting, at least for me. And I made that first pair of socks and I slowly started getting the knitting bug, slowly started finding indie dyers and YouTubers like Knitty Natty and the Crazy Sock Lady and Allie of This Little Wonderful Life and Little Job So Wonderful, and kind of getting just sucked into the knitting world that obviously you are sucked into as well because you are here watching me. So yeah, that's kind of where it started and it's just snowballed into where we are right now. So this year I want to kind of talk about what you can expect from Vlogmas as well. I have lots of advents that we are going to be opening. I'm going to go through all of those in just a moment. But for Vlogmas, it's going to be a daily vlog, God willing. That's my plan. And you're going to just see our day to day. My mom's going to be coming to visit. We have a couple trips into town planned. Oh, you might be wondering where we are. That's a good question. So I'm originally from Virginia and my husband is originally from North Carolina, but when we got married, moved up to Virginia. So we consider ourselves Virginians. In the Roanoke area of Virginia is where we are from. And we are currently in Utah, which is very far away from Virginia, but we absolutely love Utah. We're in a tiny little town that is not far from Park City, which is not far from Salt Lake City. And we love it here. This is our second time in this exact. Sorry, that was the ice dropping. It always does that when I'm filming. But this is the second time we've been in this city and we absolutely love it. Or I guess it's a town, it's not a city. Excuse me. So you'll be seeing us go down into Salt Lake and doing some things and just hanging out around here. We're really enjoying the quiet of this campground and how nice it is. Yeah. It's been nice. And hopefully we're going to see some snow because right now, as you can tell behind me, snow is sparse and that is not normal. So fingers crossed for more snow. All right, we have quite a few advents to chat about. I am going to be chatting about the kids' advents, my husband's advents, and then my advents as well. The ones that I can link down below for you, I will. They are like the kids' ones and things like that. The yarn ones obviously will not be available anymore, but I will link the information for the purchased yarn dyer that I purchased. So let's go ahead and start with the kids' advents because they're really excited to open them. I've had them for a couple weeks, month, something like that. So they are very excited to make them or to open them. So my daughter, my youngest and my oldest finally got into Star Wars this year. I have a huge Star Wars fan. I have been dying for my children to be Star Wars fans, and they have not wanted to for like 15 years, 14-ish years. That it hurt mommy's heart, let me tell you. So this year, my daughter was finally interested, and my youngest wanted to watch it. My middle son, he's not interested in any of the things. So unless it's on YouTube, which it's not. So we started Star Wars, and my youngest and oldest are now big Star Wars fans, and it makes mommy's heart very, very happy. So my daughter has the Star Wars Funko Advent for this year, which I am really excited about. I'm excited to see what she gets every day, and I will, of course, show you guys every day what all of our Advents are. And then my youngest son, he's a huge Lego person. We have billions of Lego pieces in this camper. But he is getting the Star Wars Lego Advent, which I'm also really excited to see each day. It's going to be really fun. And then my middle kiddo, he wanted a slime Advent. He had one a couple of years ago and really liked it, and he requested another one. So we have a slime Advent for him this year. My husband, I had him a chocolate one last year, and it is just really hard to find Advents for men, I feel like. He doesn't want like figurines like pop, like the Funko Pops or anything like that. And we really just don't have anywhere to put them here. So I found an idea of a tea advent, I believe in my Love and Stitches membership. Someone else was doing that. And I asked him, hey, what about a tea advent? Would that be something you would want? Because he said he did not want the chocolate one again. And he looked through a few that I had put in the cart to decide on, and he was like, yeah, I really like this one. So he is getting this advent, and I'll have it linked down below for you. So I'm excited to see what he thinks of that one. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm not a tea drinker. I mean, I'll sometimes drink some tea. PG Tips is my favorite, but yeah, I hope he enjoys it. So now for the fun yarn advents. So I actually only purchased one yarn advent this year, and that is the Blush Yarns advent. And just a little spoiler alert, I am going to be showing the bag and a couple of the extras that are in the box. So if you haven't opened your box yet and you have the Blush Yarns advent, just look away for the next like 30 seconds, not to get spoiled for those. So I'm really excited to be opening this one from my friend Natalie. She does amazing work on her yarn. I love her yarn so much. A lot of the yarn in the Bubble Cardigan that I am wearing is also from her, so I know I love her style. I love Natalie as a person. She's such a great friend. And this year is a fade. So I am really excited to be opening this and to just see what we're gonna get. It's gonna be really exciting. So I love the bag already, and I love the little extras that I've already seen. So yeah, that's gonna be really exciting. And the candle and the hand cream smells delicious. It's amazing. So that is the one purchase advent that I got. So last year I had 2 purchase advents and 1.5 swap advents. So I had the a swap advent in our Love and Stitches. That was the 25 days, and then I did a 12-day advent swap with my sister, and that was a lot. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy one advent and then do a couple of swaps, because I have a lot of extra yarn that I've used up, and I just have scraps and wouldn't mind swapping with someone. So that's what I decided to do this year. But then the swappiness got a little more extreme than I thought, because I'm crazy. But for one, I am still doing the 12-day swap with my sister again, which I am really excited to open and to see what she has in store for me. So I have that one. And then I also have 2 other swap advents that I did in the Love and Stitches membership. I signed up twice to do it because I knew I had that many extra scraps that I could go ahead and swap with someone and try to get some new scraps. So I did that. So I have 2 of those. I have one with my friend Amber, and she is going to be So she has mine and I have hers now. Obviously, we swapped back in November. So I'm really excited to see what she has in store for me. I really hope that she likes the colors that I picked out for her as well. And then the other one is from my friend Laurie, who is also in the Love and Stitches membership, but actually lives not very far from me. And we have gotten together and knit together, gone to yarn stores, and all sorts of fun things. So we swapped, and she did this beautiful box of hers. I felt like I totally let her down because I didn't do that, but I'm excited to see what she has in store for me as well. And then my sweet, sweet friend Stephanie surprised me and sent me a scrap advent of 31 days. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet. So in total, I have 2 swaps. Oh, they just fell down. They're going to stay there because they're not wanting to stay. That's not where they're originally going to go, but I thought it looked kind of cute. Obviously, it didn't work for a long time. So back to how many advents I have. I have the 2 25-day swap advents. I think they're 25. I did 25. It might be 24. But I have those 2 to open. Then I have the 12-day one from my sister that I'm going to open, and I'll probably open every other day. And then I have the sweet one from my friend, the scrap advent from my friend Stephanie, which is the 31-day advent. And I have my Blush Yarns advent. So that's 5. But that's not all. I also have the Freckled Whimsy sock advent. Stripe sock advent. How do you say that? Stripe advent? I don't know how you say it. But it's the one where you knit a sock in the month of, or following up to the 25th, a stripe every day. And I have that one that I am sharing with my friend Stephanie. And then she surprised me again with getting the Cozy Knitter stripe advent sock skein, and we have that one as well, but I think we're gonna save one of those for January. So I'm not sure which one exactly we're gonna be doing in December, but we'll see. I'm excited for all of them, but I also realized that I am going to be very, very busy in the month of December. I propped it back up, so we'll see if it stays. But let's go over the projects that I've planned to work on in the month of December. So there is no way that I could work like 5 different projects with all of, or actually 6 or 7 if you count the skeins for the socks. There's no way that I could actually work on those projects and keep up with them every day. So I'm not going to be doing that. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this, but we're going to talk it through together. So I've really been struggling with what I want to make for my Blush Yarns Advent. I have struggled really, really hard with it for the last month, and I finally came to the decision that I'm not going to knit with that in the month of December. I want it not to be rushed. I want to kind of see what it looks like before, and then my plan as of right now is to make another bubble cardigan. So this is the Bubble Cardigan by Stephen West that I am wearing, and I absolutely love it. Get used to seeing it. You will see it probably every day in every vlog because I live in it and I absolutely love it. And I was going through the numbers and trying to figure out exactly how much I was going to need to make another one and what size I would make and any alterations I would do and things like that. And I have all that information that I have written down. However, I really don't know how I'm going to do, if it's a fade, like how will I do the stripe on this side and the stripe on that side. And I was dumb and didn't write down how much each stripe took when I was knitting this before. I remember thinking I want to do this, and then thinking, I'm not going to do that. And now I regret that decision. So I will have to play with it a little bit. I might have to rip some things out and do some things like that. I'm also thinking I'll make a smaller size and also shorten it a little bit. That way I can use all of the yarn and not have to put in anything else with it. And I also want to see what the full skein is for the Advent, which will be opened on Christmas Day. So yeah, I'm going to be waiting for the Blush Yarns one, which kind of is a bummer, but I think that I'll be happier in the long run with that. But I'm going to be really excited to open it. I'm also thinking of putting a string up here and then putting each color on it and kind of having it hanging up and be really pretty. So that is a possibility as well. So I'm also going to be knitting, or well, I guess I won't be knitting anything with the Blush Yarns at the beginning. But one thing I'm definitely going to be knitting is either the Freckled Whimsy or the Cozy Knitter Advent Sock Skein. I need to work on my cuffs for that tonight and try to get that. I need to figure out what yarn I want to use for the cuffs for that as well. I need to look through that. But that is something that I am planning to do every day, is do one stripe. And I'm also haven't decided which heel I want to use. The Enchanted heel socks is a possibility. And then I've also thought about doing either a Fish Lips Kiss or an Afterthought heel, but I really don't like either of the Fish Lips or the Afterthought for a fit for my foot. So I really need to think and decide. I mean, I have probably a couple weeks before I have to decide that, but I need to start mulling it over. So then I have my Scrappy Swap Advents, and I have quite a few of those. So what I was thinking is there is a sock called, let me bring up what it's called exactly. The Half-Baked Mini Stripe Sock Mini Sock. It's going to be right here. So I've been wanting to make those, I don't know, probably all year, and I just haven't done it. So I think I'm going to try to make 12 of those, maybe do one every 2 days of Advent, so that I can have them on a kind of like what my little sweaters behind me are, and have them as just a cute little decoration for every Christmas, or I might do them as little ornaments. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to pick one of the scrap Advents that I have, use that yarn for that day, and yeah, just kind of choose at random. And then the other thing that I have planned for the ice is going to drop again in a second. I'm sorry. But all of the scraps is I've been wanting to make a marled scrappy blanket. And I was thinking, December is going to be really busy, really stressful. I'm going to not have as much knitting time because of it fell again. Because of the editing that goes into these vlogs. And it takes a lot of time to actually edit these, and it takes a lot away. So I don't want something complicated like figuring out exactly how to do the fade on the Bubble Cardigan, and things like that. I would just get frustrated and get behind, and then that would annoy me. So I thought this simple pattern of marling a bare yarn and one of the scraps together would be perfect. So I've decided on the Cozy Comfort Throw, which is by Homespun House. There went the ice, sorry. Homespun House is who this is by, and I am going to be marling that together. I already have some of the yarn picked out. I have, it's just Knit Picks Bare that I have that was in my stash, so I'm going to be using that to marl it with, and I'm really excited to kind of see how that goes. And this is going to be a blanket that we keep in the truck because it gets really, really cold here in Utah, and the truck does not warm up very quickly. So I thought, that would be a good like lap blanket type thing that one of us can throw over if we have to go somewhere and it's really cold, or Brian's driving to work early in the morning. So yeah, those are my knitting plans. And then I also have another project that is still on my needles that is, I'm hoping to be a Christmas present for my husband Brian, and that is the Star Wars sweater. I am really enjoying this, but I am just at the stockinette part right now, and I've heard that it gets a little complicated at the top where you start doing the color work, and I'm going to be coming into that during Vlogmas. So I was really hoping to have all of my non-Advent knitting done, but that's just not going to happen. I'm just going to keep on working on this and maybe throw in another few things. I don't know. We'll see. But the plan is I want to finish, first and foremost, finish the Star Wars sweater for my husband. And then I want to do the Advent socks. The little half-baked mini socks I think are going to be really fun. And then the cozy, is it cozy? Yeah, cozy comfort throw. Those are going to be my 4 main projects for December. And I am excited to start on them. Just a few, or well, it's today for you guys. I'm filming this a few days early, so it's just a few more days until we get to start opening, and I'm really, really excited about it. So, those are my plans. So the plans of all of I'm going to make, all that we're going to be opening, I think is going to keep us quite busy this upcoming Advent season, Vlogmas season. So if you guys have any questions or anything you would like specifically to see in Vlogmas, please let me know. I would love to answer questions or do things that you guys would like to see. We really live boring lives, so I try to make it interesting during these vlogging times, but we'll see. So I am really excited to go on this journey with you, and I hope that you will enjoy it as well. So we will see you tomorrow in the first official Vlogmas day.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, bring us a figure pudding. Oh, bring us some figure pudding. Oh, bring us some figure pudding and a cup of good cheer. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring some out here.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, I thought it would be kind of fun to do a random fact of the day, either about me or my family. So look out for those coming up this Vlogmas. Hello everyone and welcome to Vlogtober. This is going to be day 0, the intro video. Did I say Vlogtober? I did. It's gonna be a long month.
Merry Christmas. We